Hey, I'm Sean Miller. I'm a Gamilaroi man, and this is a little bit of my story. My family lived mostly around northern New South Wales, southern Queensland. As a young fella in Moree, I remember, laying out the backyard with my nana and talking with her and yarning, and she used to lay under the tree rather than sit in the lounge in the house. And yeah, I just cherish those thoughts of that time. And now I've got 4 kids and 4 grandchildren now down here in Naarm. We live on Wurundjeri country, and this is where I'm based now as an artist, and it's hard for me to move back up the country. One of my biggest thoughts was going on country with my dad and uncle, and dad showing me an area that created my first artwork. It was the Fire Tree series, it was called, and it was based on these trees that I can remember being on country with dad and seeing, out pig hunting really, but he just showed me an area where the trees had carvings on them. They were actually stumps really, and a lot of them were burnt. And I remember when I was around 21 in Albury at a campfire with dad. We were sitting there and having a few drinks with my father, and we were reminiscing as you do. And I said, yeah, I remember, the lizard falling out of the tree when I was going to the toilet under the tree, and I would run across the paddock with my pants down and all this stuff. I was, having a real ball with him. But what really hit me was I'd love to go back to where we seen that, that sacred land, that sacred country, have a look at that. And he said, you won't never ever see that again. Like, what do you mean? He said, that's all cotton farms now. That's all been wiped out. And that really hurt. That hit me hard. And that's what I created the Fire Tree series of plates, and that was my first piece that the National Gallery of Victoria purchased. The Torch program really helped me learn my culture through art. It helped me regain something that was taken away from us through colonisation. So being able to regain just a little bit of culture through the Torch program really helped me, and doing it through art was the best way. Being able to do art in prison, it's a huge help to your mental health. It's something like if you're sitting there in a cell and you're painting country, it takes you out of that cell and back into country. It's so good for the soul, so good for our culture, so good for, it's just improves your mental health. It gets rid of the suicidal thoughts, it gets rid of everything else, because you're back on country, you're painting your country, and you're absorbing yourself in your culture. It wasn't until I got out of jail and the National Gallery of Victoria purchased my first artwork. That was my most memorable sale. From then I just knew that, I'm a ceramic artist. Even though I love dabbling in painting and woodwork, and, I think wood, you'll see a lot of my art incorporates wood or other materials. I feel wood and ceramics are like, the earth and the tree, they kind of go together. They are a natural material that, grow. One needs the other. So it's a big part of my art. My first confined exhibition was Confined 4. I was in a few after that. When I got out of prison, I started working with Torch, doing graphic design and doing the confined books with Ken. I designed them up, still do design those up, and using my graphic art skills in that part. So, when in 2018 I applied for a job as the Indigenous Arts Officer, and I thought, well, now that I'm an employee torch, a full-time employee of torch, I shouldn't be entering into the confined exhibition, but I skipped a couple of years there thinking, try and, I'm encouraging all the other brothers and sisters to put their art in. So, but then I was told, no, I should be putting my art in. So I started, getting back into putting art into the confined exhibition. Being in this exhibition, I'm just so proud to be a part of the confined exhibition. It's one of the biggest Aboriginal art exhibitions in the country, and it's just so proud to be a member of the torch community and exhibit our art so people all around the world can see and buy it. So for my Confined 14 artwork this year, I'm entering my ceramic vessel called Gamilaroi on Country, red belly black snake on country. I'm really proud that I entered that piece into the Shepparton Art Museum Indigenous Ceramic Awards and won the Southeast Australian Aboriginal Art Award for that piece. So it's an award-winning piece, and I'm so proud to be able to put it into the confined exhibition as well. So my piece for the confined exhibition is called Gamilaroi on Country, and my story, which is a poem, goes like this. This is my country where Gamilaroi roam. Over 60,000 years my ancestors called home. Now everything's changed from the old way. The country is struggling since Whitefella came. So little remains from pre-colonisation, altered and changed by so-called civilisation. How can I show the beauty before decay? The only way I know how is express it in clay.